Hello everyone, today I'm going to be teaching you how to carry low elo playing Aurelion Sol mid lane. As many of you know, Aurelion Sol is the perfect mid laner for lower Mars just because of how well he scales and how well he's able to stall out the games for ages, collect 800 million stacks, get an ult the size of the Grand Canyon, fired into the enemy team, completely blow them up, nuclear bomb versus sleeping baby style, and then just end the game like that. And he's also very good at killing tanks, which is also why he's great at the lower end of the ladder, because usually your AD carry isn't going to be very good at killing tanks. So, the build I'm going to be playing, Blackfire Torch this game. Usually I won't run that because it delays your item spikes, but I've been wanting to try it out because I usually find myself struggling with mana during the mid game on Aurelion Sol, which you shouldn't when you run Mana Flow Ban and Personal Mind, but yeah, shmooze, you might as well play it. It's completely viable to play it. So, first things first, when you play Aurelion Sol, you want to do Q start. We're playing Score or we're playing Absolute Focus. We're playing no cooldown reduction essentially because Aurelion Sol doesn't really like cooldown reduction. We're going to be auto-attacking the wave here. This game, by the way, in case you're wondering, I'm very caffeinated, is played in around Silver MMR. So I'm not going to be doing anything crazy against the Yone here. I'm going to let him get away with whatever I want to. On Aurelion Sol, your goal is not to win the laning phase. Your goal is to not get stomped in the laning phase because you outscale basically everyone. And you are very weak early. So let's make that very clear. Try to get my CSing. Oh my god, CS'd everything perfectly. You can do these cool little Q taps on the enemy laner, where you tap them with Q and deal a little bit of damage to them. I want to place an E on top of him to collect some stacks off of him. Get my minions with my Q here. Slap him a little bit. He is running these shields, so slapping him doesn't have that much value, but you know, might as well. Get a little Mana Flow Band proc. If I get the full pop, you get 2 stacks as well, which is pretty nice. Yeah, but yeah, there's gonna be a whole lot of nothing to do in this game during the early stages. Aurelion Sol just sits back, tries to play 10 CS per minute, tries to avoid getting traded with. That's basically it. You're gonna just be sitting back and try to farm minions. And then when you get enough minions, you get your items, so then you're strong champion, and then you like the game. Then it's very fun to play. And until then, you're a little caster minion, so you just sit back and do nothing. And you make sure you get your stacks, and you stack your Mana Flow Band. Use my E to get 2 stacks here. Well, now we have 3. Big increase. Also, in case you enjoy the content, please subscribe. Helps me out a bunch. And there's a link in the description to join a Discord if you want to suggest other champions that I should play. Because this was from a viewer suggestion. Yone is going to trade with me. I'm just going to run away. Now, you will end up in these situations on Aurelion Sol where enemy laner has traded very aggressively with you and you're going to be low HP. And you're going to have to figure out a way to get a base off. I'm not in that situation yet, but I promise you it will come in this laning phase. Like where the Yone is going to land a massively winning trade and I'm going to have to figure out how I want to take my base. And it usually happens around like level 5, level 6. The usual idea is if you can survive till level 6, then you just pop an ult on the enemy laner. Because your ult gives you stacks if you hit an enemy champion and you can take a somewhat winning trade. Gonna slap the Yone a little bit here for some free stacks. 2 free stacks, don't mind if I do. Slap an E down here. Hopefully my execute gets this minion. Okay, another 2 free stacks. Count them, take it to the bank. And you can see usually when you're playing at the lower end of the ladder, this game is played in around Silver MMR, anywhere between Bronze and Silver, or I think there's even a Gold player. Usually if you just sit back and last hit against these champions that try to do everything against you and play incredibly aggressively, you'll find that you just have more CS than them. So this is the situation where I'm in an awkward spot, I need to push out the wave, and then I can look for a base here. Now, do I actually want to base here? Or do I want to just fake base and let the Yone believe I base? That forces him to push out this wave, which lets me collect minions under tower, and then I can wait until I have my lost chapter. That sounds pretty good as well. So I'm just going to spend my time placing a couple of wards out here. Bot lane dies. Classic bot lane. I would love for the Yone to push me in a little bit more than he is here. I think I'm going to have to drop this cannon minion, depending on how Yone plays it. Okay, he lets me have the cannon minion. What a nice guy. Sit back. I would love to hold it, but I don't think I can. Because that would obviously give me double stack on my E. But then Yone didn't want to let me hold it. We'll just wait till level 6 then. Wait till level 6, then probably just fire an ult on the Yone and try to one-shot the wave. That's usually how you end up at this spot. Pop a little Q on him, little Q tap. You can see the spell doesn't go on cooldown if you do a little cool tap like that. Oh my god, my camera placement. Snap him a little bit there. And this is the spot where you're a little bit low HP as Aurelion Sol, so things get a little bit uncomfortable. He has level 6 as well here. This does feel a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Yeah, I might have to be I don't know if I can just flat out ult him. Press E, alt, Q. I don't think that's enough. I don't think that threatens him enough. I need to kill the wave as well while I do it. So wait for him to go for these minions maybe, and then do this. Collect some stacks, kill the wave. There we go, and now I can take my base. And you can see that gives me a bunch of stacks on my ult. And it's not like you're going to be using your ult during the early stages to do anything crazy in terms of fighting, because you should not be fighting during the early stages on this champion. He is absolutely terrible at playing fights. So, we're just going to TP back to mid lane. We have a 14 CS advantage in this lane, which is great. We've been able to get some stacks as well. That's awesome. Yone is probably just going to push this out. Very important that we don't take a trade against him needlessly, because he wants to base regardless, and I'm going to continue staying in the... So, that's a thing dude, I had goosebumps off of that play. That gave me goosebumps. Chills. Absolute chills. Okay, we just want to shove out this wave. Yone is probably going to teleport back to the lane. I want to just make sure to get as many free stacks as I can. Once you get level 9 on Aurelion Sol, of course the game gets considerably easier, because then you can just one-shot a wave with your Q and your EQ, and you can keep stacking like an absolute maniac. Top lane is winning. Quinn against Jax. That's good. Actually, I don't know if it's that winning, because looks like the wave is in an ugly spot for her. Q tap. Wait for his Q3 to run out. Be patient. Sit all the way back here. He uses it. Now we can step up. Press a little E on him. Kill these minions. And he's going to want to step up and use Q on this wave here. So we're just going to sit back. Like, I'm not going to try to contest this Yone. It's impossible for me to do that. Unless he uses his E, there is no world that I can win a trade against him. So I'm just not going to. I'm just going to sit back and farm. Like I said, Aurelion Sol, the goal is not to win lane. The goal is to not get your teeth kicked in lane. That's your goal. That's you winning. You've done a great job if your teeth have not been kicked in the lane. Then you have won. Because you outscale, practically speaking, any laner in the game. I really want to use my ult on him again here. But I want to get these stacks as well, so I'm going to do that. He might run bot lane, and the fun part is there's nothing I can do as a response. Why? Because if Yone is sitting in this bush and I run down there, I am dead. So spam ping is the best I can do, and then just hope that my teammates decide not to fight. Like, that's literally it. And then I'm just going to push out mid-wave and make sure that I get some resources here. That's the best I can do. Very important, you're playing W max second, so we decide to fight. We see the Yone run down, and then we opt into the fight. Okay. Not really what I would have wanted from my boys. Hopefully they don't all die. That would be quite bad. But I'm just going to continue taking my waves mid lane. Happy little dragon. Stacking up a storm. Try to get all of these minions to the execute. Didn't work. Sucks. Go for a ward on the bot side here to make sure I'm not going to get Renguard. Do want to look for an ult on the Yone here, ideally. Oh, am I just dead? No, I'm not. Got my ult off on him. I'm worried about a Rengar ult coming mid lane here, so I need to step quite far back. I thought that trade would be considerably more winning, if I'm honest. I will just press E on the wave then. He still wants to play for a dive. I don't have ult. I have flash. I might lose my flash here. I'm very willing to flash. If there's a Yone ult coming in, I'll flash it. Like, I'm very, very okay with that situation. So let's see. I do need to find a base. I think I need to let him keep shoving me in here. Catch one more wave and then base. I have to be able to catch the wave quite far out though. Step back. Damn, that hits. I'm just dead then. Maybe I kill him on the back end though. Yeah. Put down my E. I didn't. I just flat out was waiting for his ult until I flashed. I just didn't think that Q3 would hit. I could have easily flashed it, but I was looking for his ult. And that's the main thing you'll realize is the reason it might look like we have good mechanics at the higher end is not because we have better reaction speed or anything like that. It's because we're looking for a very particular Q, and then we're reacting to that Q when we see it. I was looking for a Yone ult there, and if Yone ult came, I would have reacted and flashed it, right? The problem was I wasn't looking for a Yone Q, so I just was slow, right? I was like, I'm not going to flash a Q, right? I said in my head, I'm only going to flash the ult. Now, a stronger player would have said, oh, I'm going to flash both a Yone Q flash or I'm going to flash a Yone ult. And they would have been aware of both options. You can see I'm ahead of him, though, in terms of item. completed my Blackfire Torch. I have 3 points in Q now. We can start blasting the entire wave. Be annoying to the Yone. I think I can actually W in here and take a pretty winning trade against him with an ult. That's frustrating. I have to flash. I might be dead anyway. If he queued the minion, I think I was dead. That's frustrating. That sucks. Because it was a very good trade. If the ult went off, he was completely cooked. I don't even think I can help my mad feet to appear. I think that guy just has to die. Nothing to be done. Get shoved in by the Yone a little bit more. Call it a day. Press some funny spells on him. Might be able to do something here. I think I just kill him. He wasted his spells. That's literally it. I knew that he wasn't gonna get a Q3 off. And I knew that, yeah, I knew he wasn't going to get a Q3 off, and I knew that his E was on cooldown. So I was very willing to send it. I guess I am kind of breaking my rule of not playing aggressively in the lane. That's my bad. Sometimes you get too into it and you try to find the kill on the enemy laner. You play like the little puzzle game of how am I going to find the kill on this guy. My Malphite wants to fight this. I'm just going to go back to base, take a plate, go for a ward here in the middle of the lane because the Yone might have teleport. In which case, if he teleports back to lane here, I can see which side of the lane he's going to roam towards after he pushes out this wave. That is why this ward in the middle is very, very useful when you are on offset recall timers with the enemy laner. Probably even grab a refillable here, to be honest, and a pink ward. Could teleport back to mid lane here, but I don't think there's actually any need for it, so I'm just going to W instead. Yeah, I don't think there's a need for the teleport. I think I can just catch this wave under the tower and be okay. Preserve my teleport. Oh, damn. That sucks. Wait a little bit, and then E. Kill the entire wave. There we go. I do have my big ult here as well, which kind of sucks a little bit, because that means I can't use my ult to play fights in mid lane. I have to use it for like actual objectives. So I want to get this ult out of my hands as quickly as possible, so I can keep using my ult on the Yone to get stacks and whatnot. I'm going to shove out this wave, and now we can start looking for roams. I also am going Giant Spelt first in the Rylai's build. The reason for that is the longer I can survive, the more damage I'm going to deal. I have this pink ward. Oh, I could just jump on him here. Good ult for him. I think I just press R on him and he dies. Yep. Good night. I also hit the Rengar up here, which is funny. So we know that the Rengar is on the top side of the map as well. It's again one of those moments where he wasted a spell. I'm going to full send it on him. Very important to have those keys in your head of like when the enemy laner uses an important spell, you have to go in on Aurelion Sol if you think that you can actually beat them in the trade. Aurelion Sol is not a weak trading champion after level 9. He actually does a bunch of that. Okay. Maybe I was a bit greedy. Didn't expect the flash. Maybe I was a little bit too greedy there. It's my bad. Bot lane is getting slaughtered. Yone TP's mid lane. Yone might have his flash up again here. We're gonna rush Rylai's as quickly as possible. Rylai's is when you really start becoming a threat as Aurelion Sol, because that's when you can really slow people and get your Q to get like the procs multiple times. That's what actually deals damage on your Q. Is the big like explosion, right? Like that's what actually is gonna kill an enemy champion. The little like just laser beam is not gonna do that much. Gonna teleport mid lane here. Yone doesn't get a plate, which is great for me. He could have if he wanted to. He decided not to. He wanted to get some minions instead and just collect the wave. Our goal is just collecting waves. Very tempted to W on him here. The reason being I think he doesn't have his ult up yet because I have more cooldown reduction than he does, so my ult should be up faster than him. And if he doesn't have ult, I think I actually just straight up beat him. He is running bot lane here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to follow that roam. Look at the minimap. What do you notice on the minimap here? My Quinn is roaming bot lane. Oh. I was going to say my Quinn is roaming bot lane and the enemy Jax is pressuring top lane, but then the Jax teleported bot lane, which means I can now stay mid lane to take a free tower. If the Jax stayed top lane, I would have ran up here to match him. But I'll take a free mid tower. I'm not going to participate in the shenaniganry of whatever is going on down here. I have no interest. I will take my free minions. I will take my free tower. I will take another wave. Well, that's just a bit rude, isn't it? Can I not just pop an ult on you and you die? Yeah, Aurelion Sol is such a funny champion, man. Like, he's just such a funny champion. If you just press Q on someone... Did you see the mechanical outplay I just pulled off? Crazy stuff. He's such a funny champion. Like, you just hit an ult on someone, press Q on someone, and they will die. Most people are like, the Aurelion Sol is so weak during the early game. No, if you get, like, multiple Q procs on someone, they're dead. Like, they do just die. Aurelion Sol is pretty commonly known as an answer to a lot of the stronger DPS AD carries as well, because he can just kill tanks faster than them during the late games as well. And he's very strong in duels, in the all-ins, against champions with low mobility. Against champions with high mobility... What a jump scare. I think I'm okay, though. Okay, he flashes on me. It feels like everyone is flashing on me. The problem is now he's down here and I can't really follow this roam. I just have to push mid lane. My teammates are gonna be mad at me, but I can't follow it. I have no spells. I have no vision. So just push mid lane instead. I know they're gonna be pissed that I'm not moving, but it's okay. I'll push mid lane. Get some resources. Maybe go top lane. Maybe take my base and go bot lane. That seems reasonable too, in case my Jhin wants to base. He does not. Rengar is dead. I could have potentially pushed one more mid wave. This game is looking very free, despite the fact that bot lane is 3 and 8. The game is looking very free. Mostly because of the amount of pressure you can see that we have. And you can see, I'm playing 10 CS per minute as well, while everyone in the game is playing 6 CS per minute. Which is why I keep harping on about, if you're a lower MMR player, the thing you really need to focus on is how to get 10 CS per minute. And there are a lot of skills that go into that, obviously, right? Like proper recall timers, actually straight up just last hitting well, like being able to kill minions when they're low HP, being able to not take incredibly losing trades, which then forces you to lose minions, right? Like, there are a lot of things that go into learning that, but that is like the most important high leverage skill that you can learn at the lower end of the ladder. Like all the way up to probably gold and platinum. That is the most important skill. So if you can digest everything that goes into making or into getting 10 CS per minute at the lower end of the ladder, you'll do phenomenally well. And it's important you try to like break down those skills instead of just saying, oh, I need to get 10 CS per minute. It's like, no, you need to develop each habit. You need to develop each muscle. It's a bunch of skills combined that makes you able to get 10 CS per minute. Okay, Yone is probably roaming top lane here. I could follow it. He is not roaming top lane. Okay, I have first move mid lane now. Now I can decide to roam top lane if I want to. We can try to threaten this tower up here. I have my big ult as well. In all likelihood, this is warded, just judging from how the Yone was moving. I mean, I'm just going to run up here and then press W on my guy. Do I actually want this fight? That's Yone? Well, I'll have to flash this then, maybe. Actually, I think I can just press R on him and I'm okay. Yeah, I don't die. I lose my big ult though. And I kill the Rengar, I guess. I'm gonna go defend this tower. I don't like that my Quinn is coming up here. I thought that was Jax TPing. That's why I was so willing to play it like that. I'll take this wave. Killing the Rengar and Krugs with the big ult. Very funny. So when you get your items on Aurelion... Jesus, that was scary. When you get your items on Aurelion Sol, you can do something very funny, which is you can Q-tap to just continuously apply Rylai's. Like so. And it allows you to get some position and allows you to kite a lot more easily. Where you don't have to stay and channel Q permanently. You can just tap it, tap it, tap it to continuously proc like Comet, Rylai's, Liandry's, whatever. Could TP bot lane here to play a potential fight. I think I'm just going to run mid lane though. This game is so chaotic. Everyone is running around the map permanently fist fighting while I'm just collecting minions. Yep. That is usually how it goes. When you see me play at the lower end of the ladder, I will just collect minions. And that's it. Nothing more than that. Avoid dying. Go for obvious roams. Collect minions. That sucks that he didn't want to kill that last minion. Means I might not get all my stacks. Bot lane dies. We need to think about whether or not we're going to go bot lane to defend this. Jax is on the bot side. They're probably going to do Drake. Yone is probably going to open through mid lane. My Jhin probably wants to stop being in the side lane at this point because he's getting murdered on repeat. So let me run bot lane. I will take over bot lane. I've pushed out one mid wave. That means Jhin has some sort of leeway. And now I can W bot lane. Lovely fast rotation on the Aurelion Sol that just allows you to continue stacking. This guy's gone Negatron Cloak because he's terrified of me. Are you going to play this fight? You cannot play this fight. Like, I promise you, you cannot play it. I don't want to kill you, because then it just looks like I'm farming you, but I promise you, you cannot play this fight. Rengar could be down here. That's the only thing to be afraid of. I have no vision. He could have looped around here somehow. I wasn't paying too much attention to the map, so I need to be slightly aware of that idea. Okay, enemy team is pressuring mid lane very hard. Probably indicates to me that there's no Rengar here on the bot side. So, I'm just gonna go up here, take the wave. Still need to be a bit scared here because I don't have vision on the Rengar. And the Rengar does just murder me. So I'll wait here. Kai'Sa. I think I just do this, and then she dies. Yeah, good night. Rengar shows mid lane as well. This is what I mean. You can just press E, press R, press W, press Q, and they're dead. Like, you just hold Q and you show your insane mechanics like I just did, and they're just dead. Can pressure the bot lane tower here. Whatever my teammates are doing mid lane here, I don't care about. I literally do not care. I have done my job. I have killed the enemy Kai'Sa. I can continue collecting waves mid lane. I can continue pressuring this tower bot lane. That's it. We are taking an inhib though. Which is pretty crazy. We're taking an inhib at minute 20 with this team comp. That's crazy, is it not? We've aced them? We're ending the game? Low-key, if they all die here, like if we kill the Kai'Sa one by one, or kill the Kai'Sa Jax one by one, we can end the game. Them dying, giving over shutdowns is a little bit scary, I will admit. Mostly because if we die, like if we all die, the enemy team can take Atakan, which can be a little bit worrying. So I think I'm just gonna base here, make sure I don't give over a death for no reason. Because if I die here, it's also a shutdown, and then they can probably take Atakan. Because Jhin dies as well. Maybe open top lane here. I have my 3 items now. We want to look for Liandry's next, or Deathcap next, I think. Could go something like a Bloodletter's Curse too. Bloodletter's Curse is great on Aurelion Sol because of how often you proc it with your E and your Q. Your Q just keeps proccing ticks of Bloodletter's Curse, right? Probably just keep playing top lane here. Like, I'm just gonna play 10 CS per minute, and then when I have my ult, I want to show up to fights. When I don't have my ult, I don't care. I don't want to show up to fights. Need to make sure that we're not going to get ganked though, so let's place a ward here. And then be a bit careful, keep an eye out on the minimap. Stare at the minimap when you're in these spots during the mid game. Very, very important that you're just constantly looking at the minimap and evaluate who can actually be up here. So we saw Lux bot side, we saw Jax mid lane. What does that mean for top lane? Yone can be up here trapping, sorry, Kai'Sa, not Lux. Unless we saw both, which could be the case. Maybe I just wasn't staring hard enough. That means Yone can be up here with someone else, which means I can die. So let's be careful. Now who can be topside? Rengar Yone, right? Plus whoever. So need to be a bit careful here. I am very tempted to just pop down and E on him there and be a little bit annoying. Okay. Yeah, we see Rengar. Good night, Quinn. I could have W'd over the wall and helped her maybe. Push out the wave. I'm gonna have my big ult here, which means we probably want to look for an Atakan. I also have level 16. Whereas everyone else in the game is lower level. Can we do Atakan maybe? I'm actually very tempted to just TP down and fight it. Yeah, why not? Let's go. Go Atakan. I have big boy ult. Shended! Whenever you have your big ult on Aurelion Sol, you obviously want to fight. Press my funny E spell here. That's crazy, no? Flash down. Run away. Kill the Kai'Sa. Kill everyone else. Kill the Jax. That's it. That should be the game. What can I do next? Don't need to be helping with the Atakan, but I'll do a little flyby here. Down to collect the bot wave, because I want my XP. And I guess I'll continue hitting the Atakan here. I could go for another bot wave here, but I don't have my E available, so it's not like I'm going to be getting any stacks anyway. So I'll kill this and then probably go bot lane now for the wave. Grab this wave. Jhin thinks he's getting the wave. That's very cute, bro. That's awfully cute. You're not. I will take my base here as well. Like, whenever you have your big ult on Aurelion Sol, you want to force fights. So, my general rule is, whenever you have a relative spike in the game, you want to just try to go into the enemy jungle and try to fight the enemy team. Of course, with your team, don't try to do it on your own. But you want to play inside of the enemy jungle to try to force fights. Aurelion Sol is one of those very unique champions that his strength is not only determined by items, like his relative strength is also determined by how many stacks he has. So, on other champions, the way you usually want to force fights is like, oh, I have reached my 3-item spike, I really want to fight. On Aurelion Sol, there's an added layer of like, you should fight now, which is whenever you have your big ult available, you should try to force a fight. How did we lose Drake here? Wait, the enemy team can get Sol. Wait, we can throw this game. Nah, there's no way. Nah, no, it couldn't possibly happen. We have no vision as well, I'm noticing. This is very scary. I think I have to leave here. Because if Rengar ults, I do just die. And then we can lose Baron. Let me just leave. I think I have to play with my team here. Which feels bad, but we can get picked into losing Baron very quickly. Their team does Baron incredibly quickly. So I think just group up and then make sure we don't lose a 5v5. I don't have my flash, which is obviously scary. I think I have to go try to save my Quinn here. I mean, if Rengar dies, then they lose all of their threat. So as soon as he dies, I feel comfortable playing the game again. I think I can go top lane here. Looks like we're killing Kai'Sa. Try not to smile full AP Malphite. Go top lane here. Try to defend this tower. Collect some free stacks again. Jax is basing. They might fight mid lane. I don't think we're going to end the game here, so I'm not going to go mid. Just going to go collect some waves topside. Make sure that I get my stackies. There we go. Do I want to go Hourglass here, actually? I'm just looking at the enemy team comp. Hourglass seems so much better than Deathcap in this game. Usually, I'm a sucker for Deathcap 3rd or 4th, like as quickly as possible. I think this game, survivability is what's going to matter the most. If Rengar cannot one-shot me, there's a very high likelihood that the enemy team can't win. Take top waves here, get some free stacks. My team might want to continue playing this, judging by how they're moving, but I want to base for my Seekers. I'm just now realizing that if Rengar targets me, I probably get one shot, even though I have a bunch of HP. Good night to Jhin. But they trade 1 for 1, so it's okay. I can go defend the bot lane here. It is funny that I am very, very fed in the game, and I'm the one that has to constantly defend sides against the Jax. If at any point I get to fight the Jax, he will obviously die, because I am 4.5 items, and Jax is 1. Maybe I have TP up for the Baron, it might be okay. I can also just keep pushing out. I have TP. I would like one more wave, ideally. Oh, we're not gonna play it? Okay. If we're not gonna play the Baron, then I will just keep pushing bot lane. I'm not gonna TP up for no reason. I would just much rather apply pressure in the side lane and collect some stacks. Stacking it up. And now I can look to... I think I murder you. Yeah, just W on you, to be honest. Ah, you went another direction. Maybe I can open mid lane here like this then, with my W. Do a little transition here. Place a very annoying E. I could have ulted there as well. I don't think Kai'Sa was paying attention. I think I could have killed it. I do have Hourglass. I think I'm okay. He has Banshees though. That's quite rough. I don't think my ult hits. Hits the Kai'Sa. Not really who I was aiming for though. Just take a base. Got Rengar ult. I can base, get an Hourglass. It's a very greedy base, I will be honest. I will have my big ult up for the Drake as well. Probably just upgrade my boots. I don't think we're gonna get to a last item. Open through mid lane here. Collect some more stacks. Look to take control over the bot side of the map because we want to play the dragon. I have Hourglass as well. Make sure to place that Hourglass on 2 because otherwise I am not gonna be using it. I want to play Drake here. Sweep the bot side jungle. Very scary. Someone could be here. Q tap to face check. Ideally get a pink ward in this bush. Controlling this bush is very, very important when you're holding Drake and the enemy team is red side. Very scared of a Rengar play here. He will already have ult up again. That guy has no ult cooldown. He's top lane. So I guess they will trade Drake for a tower. Not bad by them. Let me see if I can kill the Jax on the bot side. Nice. Free assist. Maybe run mid lane afterwards. Looks like a free kill here as well. That is a Rengar though. But I think I do just murder the Kai'Sa. I have Hourglass up. Will Hourglass the full combo from Rengar. That should be the game. Not exactly how I intended on ending the game, if I'm honest. I think we can end. Oh, actually, we don't have minions. We can't end. What are we gonna do next then? Go top lane maybe? Could go Baron? I think no minions. Should go Baron here, I guess. You wanna end the game with no minions? Feels a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Oh, you caught her? I don't want to use my ult if I don't have to. But I don't think we can end here. I think impossible. We can end? No, I don't think so though. Like, I just don't. Let's leave. I have my big ult up. I don't have Hourglass up though, so let's be very aware of this. Rengar can one-shot me. Do I want the Void Stick or do I want Death Cap? Enemy team is starting to build magic resist, so Void Stick does not look terrible. I think Void Staff is better, sadly. You know how I love my Death Cap, but I think Void Staff just is better in this spot because magic resist and magic resist. Who are the 2 targets I'm primarily going to be hitting this game, I think. Like, yeah. Might as well go Magic Resist. Aurelion Sol doesn't have crazy AP scalings either. If we're honest. He mostly just does damage with the other aspects of his spells. Wanna open through mid lane here again. This is one of these spots yet again where what do we have? We have a relative big spike. Why? Because we have our big ultimate. I think I just murdered this guy anyway. One pop, he dies. Great. We can go mid lane here and try to end the game. Could also go Baron. We have options. Do we want a Baron? Or do we want to save our Jhin mid? Oh, how have I ended up here then? Are we gonna end? I think we can try to end, to be honest. I have ult. I have big ult. Big ult is very good for ending the game. Press this. Yone should die. Kill the Jax next. That should be the game. Very good flash by the Jax. Doesn't matter, sadly. We have the wave as well. My boys are gonna chase Kai'Sa. Just let the dogs run wild sometimes, you know. 400 stacks. Not bad, not bad. In 30 minutes. Pretty solid, I would say. Gotta be as annoying to the Lux as possible here. Maybe farm some kills in Fountain. Another kill. Free. Just end. Rock solid. Yes. I like playing Aurelion Sol. I think it's fun that you're playing a champion that can do nothing early game. I think that's fun. Especially at the lower end of the ladder. You just do nothing early. You give up everything. You fight like tooth and nail to survive. You use your ult to take winning trades in lane. And then all of a sudden, switch flicks and you kill everyone. And you become the strongest champion in the game. Just like that, when you have your ult available. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe and check out the Discord. Have a good one. So yeah, bye 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 bye.